Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Always a little sketchy about me.
A lot on his mind, Johnny.
Ain't you clever to see through this subterfuge?
A failure to properly value your freedom in the promising days ahead.
I trust you know 2% nothing's fucking nothing. Announcing your plans. It's a good way to hear God laugh.
And fuck us all anyway for the limber dick cocksuckers we are.
Well, hi there. I got another one for you. This one's kind of a one to piss me off. And it's all about these damn Democrat news like MSNBC and all these people trying to say that the flags we fly and the reasons we fly them, like they know what the hell they're talking about. For the SCOTUS and all this is against America. Well, I got something to tell them. They can stick the Ukrainian flag and their Israel flag up their ass, because that's all they got. Anyway, this one here, I got a new, one of my last ones. This here's a brick house, double Connecticut. And this damn camera don't like to zoom in very well if you get it too close. But I had a customer that specifically asked me to get these. I'd never gotten them before in the smoke shop. And he asked me to get them for him. And I tried one. And I thought, my God, those are pretty damn good. So when I closed down the shop, he kept coming. He kept giving me a call to see what I had left. And he'd come down from Canada and buy them, a few at a time. But I saved a couple of these for myself. These were specifically for him. He absolutely, this was his favorite cigar. So I kept a couple of them out, and they were just for me. I got to turn my fan on over here. Make sure I keep it going. Anyway, this here's kind of a piss off to me, and I'm gonna have to throw a couple of little clips in with it just to enhance it, so to speak.
I don't want to report on this, but the Democrats are going completely nuts on Sam Alito, Supreme Court Justice. We're going to go into just how loopy, conspiratorial they are.
Mr. Samuel Alito should be impeached. First,
Sure.
We learn that he flew an upside-down American flag outside his house, a Stop the Steal symbol of...
No, that's not a Stop the Steal symbol. It's a America in crisis symbol. It's been that ever since before the Vietnam War. It's when you feel like your government doesn't give a shit about you anymore, that's what you do, is you fly your flag upside down. This country's in crisis right now. And your Democrat assholes just want to say, oh, it's unpatriotic. No. It's patriots that fly that flag. It's patriots that recognize when this country's in trouble.
Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election.
Imagining things right here on the show. It's going to be hilarious, including Chuck Schumer waving a communist flag. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots mock the Democrats into the ground because they have nowhere to stand condemning Alito about any flag, give them the flags they've flown all over our country at every institution, even on bases. Let's go.
Are asked about this, and they don't see that they're a big deal. They'll say that this is overblown in the media. Do you see any innocent explanation for the flying of these two flags at two separate homes during two separate periods?
Now, this is MSNBC has on Hakeem Jeffries, which is like the blind leading the blind.
But in the days since news of this second right-wing flag broke, there has been no response.
Right-wing flag. Being an American patriot is now right-wing. If you give a shit about this country, you are now right-wing.
From Alito. No response from the court or its Chief Justice John Roberts, who now faces a growing chorus of voices calling for him to appear before Congress and explain the conduct of the members of his court.
Let's get to the flags first. Here's the flag that was flown over Alito's vacation home. It's called An Appeal to Heaven. It's a historic flag. An Appeal to Heaven. This is called the Pine Flag, which none of them will report on this because they don't want to tell you the actual history of this amazing flag. It was one of the flags used in the American Revolution. The flag featured a pine tree with the motto, An Appeal to God, or more commonly used was the motto, An Appeal to Heaven. This flag was originally used by a squadron of 6 cruisers commissioned under George Washington's authority as commander-in-chief of the Continental Army in October of 1775. So this is commissioned. This is George Washington. And of course, MSNBC.
1775. And they act like they don't even know what it is. Like it's some communist fucking flag. So how in the hell has this flag been around since 1775? The founder of our father of our country knew about it. Okay? But it's some kind of right-wing conspiracy flag. Crock of bullshit.
And New York Times, they do not care.
I would say it has become a symbol of right-wing Christian extremism, of Christian supremacy, of aggressive Christian nationalism, especially built around ideas of spiritual warfare.
So let's continue.
Spiritual warfare? Oh my God. Like, you know, if you say anything about the Jews, you'll fucking get completely denigrated. You say anything about Muslims and they will fucking kill you. But Christian supremacy is the problem. When they're closing down churches, you can go get your weed from the fucking weed store, and you can go get your booze from the fucking liquor store, and you can do all this kind of shit during the pandemic. But by God, if you got a church and it's open, they're going to come in and they'll raid you. They'll make you fucking... They even stop people from holding service in their cars in the parking lot of the fucking church. Okay? And you'll see later, they're holding fucking Ukrainian flags. Well, Ukraine is closing down Christian churches. Okay? They're just shutting them down. They don't like them Christians in the Ukraine. No, sir.
Continue with the blathering that is Hakeem Jeffries.
Do not see any non-nefarious or innocent explanation, and if there is one...
For a second there, I thought he said Nazi. Instead of I did not see. I could have swore he said Nazi.
And we haven't heard it from Supreme Court Justice Alito.
They're trying to pressure Alito into defending himself, which I would absolutely ignore these people. They are not dignified. Do not dignify them with a response.
Yeah, Kaylee, this is just another part of...
I agree. Don't give them any smoke. No smoke at all. Just ignore the shit out of them. Because that's what they deserve. Most of this woke shit just don't even deserve any fucking smoke at all. As soon as you try to defend it, you're fucked. So it's kind of like these people that get canceled. they get canceled, and the next fucking thing you know, they're canceled anyway. As soon as they apologize, they're screwed. Okay? Fucking look at Kevin Hart. Okay? He came out and apologized for the shit he said fucking 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Okay? And they still didn't give him the fucking spot to host the Oscars or whatever the fuck it was. Okay? They virtually canceled the dude. And yet you got fucking Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle don't apologize to nobody for shit. Fuck you. And he's still doing bits. He's still doing shows on Netflix. Yeah.
Smear against Justice Alito because he's an outstanding justice who upholds the Constitution and the laws as it's written. He doesn't bow to left-wing pressure. He's under no obligation to recuse from cases because of a flag his wife flies. And for that matter, I want to say that Martha Ann Alito is a great patriot. I commend her for flying a patriotic flag that goes back to George Washington. For that matter, I think I'm going to start flying it outside of my office here in the Senate.
Here's 3 headlines, though. CBS News: Senate Democrats seek meeting with Chief Justice John Roberts after Alito flag controversy. They know that they probably have better inroads with Chief Justice because he's more sensitive. Here's Rolling Stone: Dem senators request meeting with Chief Justice Roberts over Alito. And then here's Fox News: SCOTUS Chief Roberts pressured to force Alito recusal ahead of Trump immunity decision. That's what this is really about, is they don't want Trump to have immunity over the J6 stuff.
It's not been.
Yeah, it's all about fucking forcing the SCOTUS to do what they want them to do. We're going to come after you as long as you got a deal on Trump. And they're about ready to say that he had immunity. You can't fuck with him. Okay? Yeah, I say we got to go after Biden, because he had no immunity. He could not declassify documents. That he was never president at the time he took those documents. And I don't give a shit how old he is. He needs to be in prison. He needs to spend the rest of his life in fucking jail for treason. That's exactly what he needs. They found fucking documents not just in his garage, but they found it at the Penn offices, which were subsidized by China. They found them in Chinatown, for Christ's sake. And yeah, that is bullshit. I mean, how many documents did he steal out of the White House? And I said steal for a reason. He stole those fucking documents. He had no right to fucking declassify them. He stole them from the White House.
Forthcoming. I think his only response was to try and throw his wife under the bus, which was extraordinary in and of itself for anyone to do, let alone a Supreme Court justice.
This man can't even speak. He can't even put 2 words together. And Hakeem Jeffries is actually pretty dumb. But here's an article that helps explain, which he has access to. This is here on Media Eye. Justice Alito claims his wife hung the coup flag because neighbor called her a C word. Now, neighbors this is during the Trump stuff. I'm not going to read the rest of this article because I don't want to flag my channel, but they called her the C word. They were outrageously vicious to her. Because they went after the Supreme Court justice's wife, which is what.
That's exactly what Democrats do. They get as nasty and fucking devious and fucking mean as they possibly can. And to go after a man's wife. Maybe she did hang that fucking flag. Big fucking deal. It's an American fucking flag. Whether it's upside down or not, it's an American flag. Whether that other one was fucking hung or not, it was an American flag. That tree flag that's American. That's all the way back to 1775. Fucking American.
Democrats always do. They can't hit the man, so they go after the woman. These are hypocrites. They pretend to be pro-woman. They are absolutely not. They went after Ginny Thomas. Remember, Clarence Thomas's wife. And now they're going after Alito's wife.
Who, by the way, is having to deal with pending cases before the Supreme Court that involve the insurrectionist in chief, Donald Trump.
By the way, those...
There you go. There you go. Insurrectionist in chief. He ain't been convicted of he ain't even been charged with insurrection. Okay, but you're going to go on fucking TV and call him the insurrectionist in chief. You communist cocksucker.
Court cases are whether if Trump committed insurrection yet. It hasn't been decided yet. And Hakeem Jeffries is already calling Trump the insurrectionist in chief as if he's guilty before the Supreme Court. Hold on, Hakeem Jeffries. We got to still weigh into this. And no, he has never once been charged with insurrection.
Involve people who violently assaulted the Capitol as part of the effort to undermine the peaceful transfer of power for the first time in American history.
That's a neat narrative and a neat fiction. They keep repeating it, doesn't make it true. We have no proof of that. Hasn't been established in court. It's still to go before the Supreme Court. And he's already saying, but the Supreme Court should act as if, it all went our way. And it's not going to go his way.
And that is why this is a serious issue. Part of the challenge that we confront at this moment is that the extreme MAGA Republican majority in the House of Representatives has zero interest.
Yeah, they have zero.
You damn right. Zero interest in the bullshit you spew. Nothing but bullshit.
Interest in repeating your lie and treating it seriously. And he used that the MAGA Republicans, MAGA Republicans, the bad guys.
I'm a MAGA. I'm a MAGA. You bet. All the way.
In exercising any oversight authority over the out-of-control members of the Supreme Court, which is one of the things that will be before the American people on the ballot in November.
And that's another mistake that Hakeem Jeffries made. He said he's angry that his own institution is not running oversight on the Supreme Court, but they still have to vote on it. He just said in November to decide if they're going to allow another branch of government to have oversight authority over the Supreme Court. See, he did this twice now, where he acted like he's already proven his case. It's already been made into law. No, it has not been made into law, has not been voted on. We'll probably lose because it's lunatic to put the Supreme Court underneath either the presidency to have him adjudicate their decisions, or the Congress. I believe it's unconstitutional. These branches of government are supposed to remain separate and equally authoritative. Oh, and before I move on, here's Chuck Schumer waving a Chinese communist flag.
There you go. There you go. And every one of them up there, bunch of fucking communists. Straight up.
He waves it with such gusto because he knows it represents his homeland. Here's the last one of the New York Times, who have already said that the 4th of July, the American flag is controversial. The 4th of July, symbol of unity that may no longer unite. In a Long Island town, neighbors now make assumptions, true and sometimes false, about people who conspicuously display American flags, that we're troubling and divisive. And if we allow these Democrats to get away with this flag shenanigans with the Supreme Court, guess what's next? It's going to be American flags are a hate symbol. I can already tell, we already know where these Democrats come from. They're wrong, and they will continue to be wrong. I'm Doug in Exile.
Thank you. Okay.
Yep. We need to start playing these people's game against them. The same shit that they do to us. We need to learn that fucking game. Everything they do is controversial, but they wanted to make us sound controversial. Flying an American flag upside down. Never was controversial. just gave your opinion that this country's in trouble. All the way back before fucking Vietnam, before the Korean War. It's always been a symbol of this country being in trouble. And right now, this country's in fucking trouble. Okay? That other flag, the Look to God flag, that's been since 1775. Okay? The what do they call it? The Gadsden flag, or the Gadsden flag, the snake, don't tread on me. That's been an American flag ever since fucking back in the 1700s. Okay? They want to make all these things controversial. What's controversial is you flying a goddamn communist flag. What's controversial is you flying a goddamn Ukrainian flag. What's controversial is you flying a fucking Israel flag. Okay? That's bullshit. This is the United States of America. This ain't Israel, this ain't the Ukraine, and this ain't fucking China. You need to go home with that shit. If that's where you want to be, then get your ass out of here. Go fucking over there where you belong. Alright? This kind of shit pisses me off. Because this is my country. This is my fucking country. I belong here because I love it. You don't love it, leave it. What did Merle Haggard say? I hear people talking bad about the way we have to live here in this country, harping on the wars we fight and griping about the way things ought to be. I don't mind them switching sides and standing up for things that they believe in, but when you're walking on my country, man, you're walking on the fighting side of me. Have a good day. Like, share, and subscribe. I need them shares. I need them subscribes. Have a great day.